Hi everyone, today I'm going to be showing you how to make some chicken salad lettuce wraps. So with Thanksgiving having just passed, this is a nice meal you can make yourself with your turkey leftovers, or of course if you have some chicken leftovers, you can do the same thing. I usually use canned chicken for this recipe just because it's fast, it's convenient, the shelf life on this of course lasts forever, and also you're probably not going to go buy yourself a chicken and roast the whole thing just to make a chicken salad. So, of course with your leftovers you can do that, but this is a nice option if you just want to make yourself something that's pretty quick but still healthy and homemade. And of course this is, canned meat, so it's processed, but it's minimally processed. If you look at the ingredients, it only has some chicken breast meat, water, and salt. So when you do buy your canned chicken, just make sure that you're buying it in water and not in oils so that you're not consuming all that extra stuff that we just don't need. And also I usually buy organic canned chicken, but they just didn't have it this time and I needed to buy something in order to demonstrate this. So just, if you can, buy the organic canned chicken. So I have all my ingredients laid out right here and the recipes in the description box below so you guys can check that out. Over here I have some of the chopped veggies. So I have some red onion in here, cilantro, and green onion. And here I just have a little green onion piece to show you guys. So, of course usually when you're cooking you only use the green part of the green onion, but for this recipe if you just chop off this little end and include the white part as well, it's really flavorful. So I just wanted to mention that. Here we have some thinly sliced almonds, which I had mentioned in my last video, so again I like to use that. I have 4 tablespoons of mayonnaise in here. You can add a little bit more if you are a huge fan of mayonnaise, and you can kind of taste as you go along. I have a nice little combination of spices over here. It has some salt and pepper, of course, a little bit of paprika, some garlic powder, Lari seasoned salt, and some turmeric. So turmeric's a really good spice to use. It's an anti-inflammatory, and it gives your chicken and whatever food you're using it with a really nice kind of golden and yellow color. So it can stain a little bit, so just be careful, but of course, you can, wash whatever you're using, so just keep that in mind. And then over here, I have some some lemon wedges and some lettuce. So this is just romaine lettuce, and we're just gonna use these little spears to make the actual wraps. So we're just gonna go ahead and get started. So you can just open your can, and we're gonna start with just letting all that extra water out. So after you open your can, we're just gonna squeeze out all this extra water because you don't want a really liquidy chicken salad. So you're just gonna tip it over. You can have the lid still on it, and we're just gonna squeeze all that liquid out, and go ahead and do it one more time so that you're getting it all out. This step's more important than it can seem just because you really don't want an overly watery chicken salad. So just make sure you have that all squeezed out completely. You can do it a couple more times, let it drip out, and that should be good. So we're just gonna go ahead and put our chicken into a bowl, and we're gonna start to break it up with our fork. So you can just get all your chicken out. And we're just gonna kind of get the chicken into strands, so you can just mash it up a little bit and break it up. So once your chicken is nicely broken up, it should look something like this, so no huge chunks are left in there. And all we're gonna do is add all of our ingredients. So here you can just go ahead and take your spices, and we'll add all those in. And we can just start by mixing this in first, making sure that you're getting it everywhere. And we can go ahead and mix in the almonds and our veggies. We'll do the mayo last just so that with that last step you can kind of tailor the amount that you want to yourself. So depending on how moist you want it, you may like a little more mayo than I have in this recipe, but what I have is a nice baseline. So I just add these things in first, and you'll already start to see that it's looking really nice, and all those spices kind of change the color of the chicken a little bit, which is kind of cool. Looks very healthy and delicious. Okay, and now we can add our mayo. I'm just gonna plop that in there. probably use a spatula for that just so you can get everything out. And we'll mix that in. So this looks really nice. I kind of spilling, make sure you're not doing that. But yeah, so you can add more if you'd like. You can taste it right here. Maybe you want to add some more of your spices or whatever, so you can just make it perfect for yourself. And then the last step, we're just gonna squeeze a tiny bit of lemon juice in here. So you can just take your little lemon wedge and just sprinkle, you know, a little bit like that. Make sure no seeds fall in there or anything. And then you can mix that in. So this looks really nice. You can see everything is nicely mixed in there. And now we're just gonna go ahead and make the actual chicken wraps. So to start the actual process of making the wrap, you can just take your romaine lettuce and we're just gonna cut off the very end of it. So just a couple inches of it like that can be removed. And you're gonna have these big leaves, so I'll just show you. I'll move this to the side for now. You're gonna have, you know, a nice size one like that. For some added flavor, I like to kind of take the lemon and just kind of like rub the inside of the leaf with it because it, you know, makes it taste very delicious like that. You can also do that same thing with your favorite salad dressing. Maybe if you have some ranch or some Caesar, you can always put a little bit in there. Also, if you take some avocado, mash it up, lay it in there, that's really good too. I'm just showing you the most simple form. So you can just take your leaf like that, you can take your chicken salad, and you're just gonna kind of lay it in there right in the center. Make sure not to overfill it just because you won't be able to completely wrap it if you do that. So you can just take your chicken salad, put it on the inside, and I'm gonna kind of lay it from the top to the bottom all the way vertically like that. And with your leaf, if you have enough room and if your leaf is big enough, you can just start to wrap like this, kind of making a little burrito out of it, and you can just keep turning it like this. You can cut it in half and you can serve them directly onto a plate just like this. So you can see it has a little chicken bit in there and it's nicely wrapped. And they hold their form pretty well. If you're going to take this to go with you or something like that, I can show you, but you guys can just take some toothpicks, stick them in kind of diagonally just so that it can hold the shape. But for the most part, you know, they hold together pretty well. So I can show you guys another one if you want to see that one more time. Also, if you have some smaller leaves, what you can do is ones that, in other words, don't wrap all the way around, you can take the bottom one, fill it with your chicken, and you can take a second one and cover it like this and put it in the opposite direction. So this is another way that you can just take advantage of using your smaller leaves even though they don't wrap all the way. So this one's kind of small, it might not wrap, but I can show you guys again. You're just going to take your chicken, put it in the inside, and go ahead and bring it all the way back to the edge. Also, I forgot to add some lemon, so I'm just gonna do that. You can also just kind of sprinkle some more on there, but I like to get it on the leaf so that you have some moisture in there. So I'm just gonna add that. And what I was talking about earlier, so let's say I couldn't wrap this all the way, you could just take another leaf that's similar size and then put it directly on top, and then take the edges and then just kind of wrap it over like this, so you're still getting your little burrito motion in there. And you can cut them in half. And take it, place it on your plate. This one kind of popped open, so I can use this as an example with the toothpick. If this is your little wrap and you want to have it hold its shape, you can just grab a toothpick, and depending on where your leaf is going, you can just kind of stick it in there diagonally. And it'll hold pretty well. Just make sure when you eat it later, of course, you take that out and you remember that it's in there. So you can lay that there. So you can, of course, fill this whole plate, and I'll just go ahead and do that so you guys can see that it looks really nice. So here are our really nice little chicken salad wraps. So of course, you know, you can put this in a sandwich or something like that, or on saltine crackers or something like that. But if you're going for a more healthy option, then you can make them just like this. They look adorable. They're just little burrito wraps just like that. And it's a really nice on-the-go option. Like I said earlier, you can just put them in a little sandwich container and take them with you to go. My family and I have done that multiple times when we've gone to amusement parks and we're just standing in line there eating our chicken wraps, and it just saves you a lot of money because then you don't have to go buy their expensive food. But anyway, yeah, I've really always loved this recipe. It's been perfect for so many different occasions, and let me know what you guys think. I hope you enjoy all the flavors in here, and it's really simple, which is part of what I try to share with you guys. So please subscribe if you enjoyed this video, and if you enjoyed this recipe, let me know what you think, and I'll see you guys next Tuesday.